This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
Today let's go over some tips, 4 tips to help better understand a Glen Burnie automobile accident case once it gets into litigation. Litigation happens when basically we've dealt with the insurance company, your lawyer's dealt with the insurance company, and at one point the lawyer calls you and says, your case is going into litigation, we can't get it resolved. Unfortunately, in most situations, you have no idea what that means. The lawyer can't explain it to you properly or doesn't bother to explain it to you properly. So let's go over what it means in general terms. First, number 1, when a case goes into litigation, typically the first thing that goes on is, if it was in our office, we file a complaint on your behalf on the appropriate jurisdictional court, basically. It would go into the district court if it's for, in most of our cases, we sue for $15,000 and less in the district court. $30,000 and more is automatically circuit court. So there's an area in between that we're looking at to make a decision on district court or circuit court. Sounds complicated, it's not. A lot of it's based on what the injuries are. A lot of it's also based on, do we think the case would do better in front of a judge or jury? We make that decision, we get your approval, and then we file the complaint. After that, the other side files an answer. Thereafter, step 2. The case goes through a process called discovery. Discovery in the district court is simple. It's a bunch of questions called interrogatories and answers called document requests. That gets done early on with one of our lawyers and you. It's given to the other side. We do the same on them. We basically file what's called written discovery. Because in the circuit court, there's also depositions. In those cases, you're deposed, which means you come to our office or another lawyer's office, and you answer a series of questions under oath and on the record. The third phase, in most cases of any significant value, if the case, for example, is in Anne Arundel County Circuit Court, there's mediation. Mediation is an opportunity to try to get the case resolved. Neutral third party, oftentimes picked by the court, will sit you down, you and your lawyer and the other lawyer and the defendant, in a conference room, and try to work out and hash out the facts, come up with something reasonable, and see if the parties can agree to that number. Both sides, if they're generally unhappy with the number, that means they met in the middle and you came to what's called a fair settlement. Fourth, the trial. Trials happen when mediation fails. Trials in Anne Arundel County Circuit Court can last for days. District Court usually lasts like a half a day, basically because the amount in question was sued for less, but you can also get in and get out timely, and it's before a judge.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.